Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope all is well. Hope everyone is well. Happy Sunday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. TLTT again. It's been such a long time, yes. A lot of things have happened, a lot of water has gone under the bridge. But Christ lives, everything must go on, life must go on, the show must go on. So welcome back, and we're going to continue from where we left off before everything happened. We will talk about that, you know, in some time to come. Yeah, we spoke about dating, courtship, marriage, like the ceremony, the 1 day ceremony itself. We did speak a little about that and how some people sort of break the bank, yeah, to just for that 1 day show. And I did give a few pointers concerning that as well. Yeah, today we're going to talk about the marriage itself, the real deal. Usually, the first 2 3 years ish, that is the hardest in my opinion. That is the hardest period in a marriage. That's the hardest phase. And I would call it like the formative years, like the formative years for a child. um, the first 2 to 3 years are sort of like the formative years. A lot of things happen then. Getting to know each other. It entails a lot. Finding out about things you didn't even know about each other. The honeymoon period is blissful. It's sweet. It's fun. You That's when it's starting to enjoy each other, enjoy each other's bodies, enjoy each other's company, enjoy everything that marriage comes with, the good bits that lasts. Some people are fortunate, it lasts for years and years, but some people are a bit unfortunate. The honeymoon period lasts for a short while and bad stuff start coming. Every marriage has its bad sides. I wouldn't say bad sides. Um, every marriage has its quarrels, its ups and downs. But if you're able to work through the first few years of marriage, then there's nothing that you can't actually work through, because that's the hardest. You have two different people coming from completely different backgrounds, completely different upbringing, different morals. You're going to have to adjust to somebody new, like a total stranger. You may know each other well, but living together is a different ball game altogether. You may know someone by dating, by courting and everything, but living together itself is different. It's totally different. My husband and myself, we were in a long distance sort of relationship, and the first we got married in 2011. I came here. We started actually lived together in 2014. So you know, it was a bit of like a long distance relationship, which has its own challenges and all that, but it was okay. It was when we started really like actually living together, that is when all the differences, the personal differences came out. You I can only talk of personal experiences. Uh, like getting comfortable with each other, settling in. That is when the little things start coming out. Oh, some people they can't even tolerate, like they can't tolerate it when their partner, their wife or husband, spouse, farts in their presence. I'm not saying you should go around farting around each other. No, it's not polite, but things happen. As human as we are, these things are bound to happen. It happens. If it happens, and so what? But some people make a big deal out of it. That's that aside. Strange habits start coming out. Strange habits you didn't even know. Some people eat at the table. They put their hand in the mouth to get food from the sides, from the back of the teeth, and all that. Some people go. I know some people hate it. My husband, for instance, he hates it when he actually hears like a sound like from when you're eating, your spoon or the cutlery actually making a lot of noise with the plate. It pisses him off, and I hate it when I hear that sound. It really really pisses me off. And one thing I do hate is some people when someone has like food in their mouth and talking. These little things that you don't talk about or really see during the courtship or the dating period. You don't really see. This is when it starts coming in. And you have to learn to tolerate these things. The things that you can't change, learn to live with it or tolerate it. Let's say this person you're married is like 30 years old. This person has been single or has been living with the parents for 30 years and has formed habits and practices. For 30 years, you live with a person for a few months, a year, and you want the person to change just like that. It's not possible. It requires a lot of patience, a lot of I think patience is the only thing I can actually say for that. Patience, a lot of patience, and respecting other people's ways. Tolerating other people. Tolerance is not just tolerance outside, tolerance at home, tolerating some of these little habits. If it won't kill you, then what will happen if you just let it go? If you pretend like it's not happening, or if you have to tackle it, you tackle it nicely, in a nice, respectful. Little things like hygiene, personal hygiene, can cause a lot of issues in marriage, especially in early marriage when you don't really know each other that well. You start living together, and most men don't like to bath. Well, most men don't like to shower like twice a day or so. Yeah, most men don't really like that. Shaving, even just shaving can cause lots and lots and lots of issues. Some people shave twice a week, once a week, and some people shave when they want to, and some people don't like it when they see hairs in your armpits or pubic hair. People hate it. So if you're the type who hates pubic hairs, and if your partner doesn't really mind, it doesn't really bother him or her, you always find yourself quarreling over these little things, making the bed, brushing your teeth. Some people don't brush their teeth twice a day. Some brush once in the morning, or some even go the whole day without. And these things, it will surprise you that the person that you fell in love with have these little flaws. And if you're not very careful, these things can cause a lot of rift in a marriage. Early marriage is when all these things start coming out, and you may find yourself thinking, oh my goodness, why did I fall in love with this person? How did I fall in love with this person? These things can be solved easily if you're patient enough. Talk to the person nicely, respectfully. Respect is key. You've got to respect each other and know that you come from completely different backgrounds. The person was raised differently, you were raised differently. So you can't just change them, in a twinkle of an eye. Chores, household chores. Oh my goodness. This is a big deal. This is a very big deal. Some men go into marriage thinking, oh, chores are for the woman. My brother, no, it's not. Not all of them. Well, there are no gender specific chores around the house. Some men expect the wife to cook, clean, do laundry, vacuum the house, dust surfaces, mop, everything. So what do you do as a man? What do you do? And mind you, in this modern world, almost every couple, I say almost because I don't know every couple, almost every couple has a man and a woman, and the woman both working. So you don't expect her to come back from work just like you and do everything herself. No, I would commend my husband on this. He used to not be like that. He used to be the type who would come back home, and because I used to be a stay-at-home mom, and he would come back home and expect everything to be perfect, everything to be done. So whenever he got back home and something was off, and he would get angry, oh, this is not done, that is not done, that is not done. And we sat down, we talked about it. I told him, I am not superhuman. I do this, I do that, I do that, I do that, I do that. You're not home, so you don't see. And at that time, I had a child as well. And I was a first-time mom, so everything was new to me, trying to do things to be perfect for my baby and trying to be the perfect wife, which I found very tiring and very humanly impossible. Sometimes you have to let some things go. With that aside, we're not talking about parenting here. We're talking about chores. Sometimes the man would expect food to be ready, his clothes to be ironed, the house to be clean. You can help. Why didn't you vacuum in this house? In this house, I'm talking of my house, my home. My husband does all the vacuuming. I don't even know how to use the vacuum cleaner. I know how to use the vacuum cleaner, but I won't. My husband vacuums. My husband vacuums all the time because I keep telling him it is your job. It's not like we have actually delegated roles, no, but he knows. I don't iron. My husband irons my clothes, he irons the children's clothes, everyone's clothes. It's not like I leave everything for him to do. No, he doesn't leave everything for me to do. We share responsibility, cooking. Well, mostly I do all the cooking and he does the vacuuming. So we help each other along. In early marriage, if you're not careful, this chore issue could be a really, really big problem if you're not very careful. Because I know marriages where first year or two, they start quarreling or they have people settling their issues because the man thinks, oh, my wife is lazy. She's not able, other women are doing this, that, and she's not able to do all of it, and the house is dirty. And they fail to realize that it's a partnership. Marriage is a partnership, and they don't do it together. So this whole chore issue, it is really, really important to me because I know somebody who has had this issue where she has been reported to family members, older family members, that she's lazy and she's not done this, she's not done that. So it's quite stressful for a woman. It is very, very stressful. One thing, cleaning the bathroom, cleaning the toilet. The men always expect women to do it, but you can help. There is no gender specific role. You do things together. If you do things together, you finish quicker. You both less tired, so you get more time to do the fun bit. If you're both free after, let's say, 7 p.m., you can climb into bed, do whatever you want, Netflix and chill, anything you want. But if the woman is busy after 7, cleaning the kitchen by herself, doing the laundry by herself, tidying the living room, tidying the whole house by herself, you will think that the man would think that the lady is avoiding him. The lady is not, his wife is trying to avoid spending time with him and blah blah blah. The lady gets so tired in the middle of the night, you try to wake her, try to get some romance from her, and she tells you, I'm so tired, and you don't understand how she's always tired and she doesn't want to to be intimate with you, but she's tired. You didn't help her during the day, so why wouldn't she be tired? And I think we women as well, one thing, when the men start to do things once, twice, 3 times, we expect them to do more. We actually expect too much. I think I'm a culprit. I am a culprit of this. I sometimes expect too much of my husband, forgetting that he's got other things to do, a lot of stuff, and he helps with the children, and I still expect more from him. It's a partnership. I think it should go it could go houses. I don't know how it's called, but it can go halfway. The man comes halfway, the lady comes. You meet each other halfway, and it works. Life is easier, life is fun, and if you're able to work through all this, and sometimes first 2-3 years, sometimes, usually, pregnancy comes in. First baby stuff comes in, and the woman is tired and she can't do much. The man has to help. But here's the case, the man thinks the woman should do everything. It doesn't work that way. We go halfway. Guys, one very, very important thing, do not forget to pray with your spouse. I think the survival of a marriage is mostly dependent on the spiritual, on the foundation of the marriage. If the marriage is founded on God and you put in just a little bit of effort, it will work. I am not a marriage guru. I am not a marriage expert. I've only been married 10 years. It's nothing. That is nothing. But I've realized that out of all the people, out of all the marriages I look up to, well, most of them, all of them, they have God as the foundation. It's like a 3-strand knot. The man, the woman, and there's God in the center. It's tied together, and they are strong. They're enjoying their homes. They're enjoying this beautiful union. So it is possible. It is possible for each and every one of us, to have this beautiful union that God intended it to be. Right? This is where I'll stop. I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, and yeah, bye. God bless you. Bye.